Hi guys, Billy here. Okay, after my tree catching episode, I'm now back in my workshop. It's a Saturday, and I am going to start opening up the wing or the leading edge. Basically, what it is. Let me just get a sample here for you guys. Right, this is the leading edge of the front wing. There you can see what the damages are there. So I had to go and buy a leading edge piece of balsa wood. So I'm going to start opening up this area. I've already made a small cut there. Going to come down and then start stripping it and see exactly till where I need to have this replaced. And then we can start building up from the outside without taking out too much and get this front part prepared. Further, or the whole wing, the ribs and all that still looks 100% fine, no cracks and so on. It's just this part basically. And then on the other one, the other wing, it has a small indent on the side. So I'll be repairing that today as well and try and take a small video as I progress. Thanks guys. Right, now let's see what we can do by opening it up. Try and make a straight cut right through here because there's also balsa at the bottom of the leading edge, so that open the front part and we can see what damage is inside here. Right, you'll see this whole part here has been crushed. So I'll add a new piece of balsa in here as well. So I just need to get to a rib, see where the ribs are underneath here, and then work my way from there. There's one rib this side that's been damaged. So what I will do is I will work my way to the following rib and go from there. There's a rib under this one here as well that I need to strengthen. But yeah, let's just take out this part here. Okay, we're on a rib this side, so that was a good luck measurement. So the aim is to replace all the broken parts. That's part of the rib that I'll strengthen, and the part at the bottom as well. So this is the leading edge on this side that got knocked. See that part there, so that part of the leading edge, so that I will trim down. Okay, this is actually too big one. I do have smaller leading edges that I will rebuild this whole part here and then recover fix up these spars. See that spar there, part of it comes out, so that I will retake and remake, and then add balsa covering on as well, so that it's nice and neat. So not too much damage, as you can see. So now I know where to cut, and I'll cut this side here as well so I can match it up exactly on there. And then I'll actually put a couple of beams over as well, so that when you put the balsa on, it will cover it, so you've got glue spots right along here. So I'll put ribs in the side as well. So let me get that going, and then we can work from there. Right, what I did was I turned the wing around and I have trimmed it that side, so now I can take off the bottom part as well, so that we can see exactly. So this whole front part, look at the wing now. You can look inside the wing and we can see where the ribs are damaged, and not much to do. Just fix that rib, this one here, and then put the leading edge on, and then cover it from the sides, and then we can go from there. Yeah, I can do that part there as well, but this part is still strong and not broken, and we still got that edge of that side. So, yeah, this will be a quick fix. Right, guys. Now, just a small update. What I did was I cut some balsa, and I'm making now solid wing spars for the front. I just got them plus minus, and then I will get the shape of how it comes down, and then cut them off so that I can put a leading edge on. That other leading edge is a bit too thick, so I'll take this balsa and then glue it in there, and so that we can have our leading spar or the leading edge on that one there. This way it's much more stronger, so I'll try and glue it onto the broken parts, but that are still good with epoxy, that 1, 2, 3, and it will strengthen up this whole area for it there. Right, now as we go on, you'll see what I did was I made solid spar for there. This one there, made a groove in the leading edge. It fits nicely there and there as well. It's just a nice tight fit, and that's basically how it's going forward. So now it's just basically trimming off the form from that one there and the bottom one there. And then what you do is I've got 2 pieces of flat balsa. Now what you do is you have to soak them in a little bit of hot water, and it goes on top exactly inside there, and when it's hot you can bend it to the form so that you have your leading edge covered in your balsa. So all I have to do now is basically trim it from there to there, and then a nice curve, sand it down, glue it up all nicely, and then put the top one and do the bottom one, and then we just nearly basically done. Let me just give you a better view of the inside. That's how it's going to be there, and then from this side, from this side I will be able to glue it in on deeper as well. Okay, now the wing have been glued. I must just wait for the epoxy to dry, and then after that then I will glue the leading edge, and then I will sand it down, but that must take now about an hour just to harden totally, and I will now start on the other wing. Right, other wing is out on the table, and you will see that the leading edge is on this side where the other one had a thing on the inner side. So this I'm going to open up and see what the damage is here, and basically repeat the process but just in a smaller scale. Covering is off. Now you can see how the wood has been pushed in of the spar there. Let me just try and get this open up there. You can see the leading edge has broken there totally. This is the leading edge here, and that's the part that we need to replace. So we'll just cut it open and see where the spars are. But yeah, this is no good. This is all busted and broken. This part comes out easy as well. So we're on a spar there, that's fine. And then there's another spar there as well. So we just in between the 2 spars. So this is also a quick easy fix. Wouldn't need to replace any spars, just basically the leading edge and the covering on top. Okay, what I basically do here is when I have my 2 spars, I cut from the inside in. As you can see, it's cracked totally down, so I have to replace this whole area to the cracked part there. So you want to trim it so that you can put a fresh piece of wood right there where the crack is. You can see there the crack going that side. Otherwise it will, when you put your covering on in there, the crack, it's going to look all wobbly and wonky. Right, now this little part has been cut out. You can see the crack that was underneath, and now we will fill that up with a nice fresh part of balsa after we've put the leading edge on, trimmed it up a bit, glue on the inside. You can see there's still a little bit of a crack there on that spar there, but we'll epoxy it both sides, and then just give some extra epoxy just all over, just for stress fractures and so on, and then we'll cover it with balsa after we've put them in a bit of hot water, and then you can form them easier. Right, now the leading edge has been cut here. It must be a little bit deeper here because remember you're going to still have to cover this and sand it down. So the bottom part we will trim once it's totally fully glued. And yes, then this wing will just be needed to be covered after that. Right, now that the wings have been glued and so on, now I'm just going to the undercarriage. I'll cut away this part here. You can see that one there. So you can see there's some damage this side. But yeah, that I will just rebuild. This is actually the tank for the smoke. But I think I'm going to take out the tank. I don't use smoke. And then I will just rebuild this whole area again, but I'll toughen it up. Because this is landing gear. Landing gear, you need to get it nice and strong. The brackets on the landing gear was bent. I just quickly bent them straight. Here's the carbon fiber landing gear. And yeah, let's go from there. Right, all this I stripped out now, so I need to reinforce, make new brackets for the landing gear to go on there. So once that is done, then I can build this up and make it much stronger than what it previously was. Just looking for a couple of nice pieces of wood, actually nice pine wood, soft. Just need to get a little bit more wider pieces like that. But my wife surprised me and brought me some pudding. Yay! So I've got peaches and caramel and Milo and everything inside there. So yes, workbench, and we go on. Right, now the landing gear part has been put on. I put a couple of wooden blocks there and supported it with the other bracket. That side. So yes, landing gear is in. Practically steel all on there, so that will not come off. Now I just need to make the beams to come over to do the covering for it. So yeah, we're going fine. Right, now I made these into removable covers, that there and this one there. So I don't need to, I'm going to cover them, but then they'll just be lightly bolted on there. So that will cover it there and make it much stronger. Added some beams on the sides, and now they'll just screw on there. Drill some holes, put some super glue in there, and that will be covered in the same yellow as that there. So now my landing gear is basically done, and must just get fitted. Right, now there's the next step. Landing gear is on, not totally yet, but you get the picture. Now that will be covered with yellow, this will be covered, but this I can remove afterwards. So I think we're going good so far. I also got a new propeller, big one, 2210 I think, yes, 2210. I think the nice color will suit the airplane as well. And yes, we are making progress. Okay, so now the wing has been covered. That side. I'm just going to get a little bit of a wood filler and just fill in a little bit on the corners and stuff to make it nice and smooth. And yes, so one wing is just about done. The other wing I must just cover with balsa, and then I must cover, and then the landing gear has been successfully, with screws and all that, is in, it's covered there, and the brand new propeller. So yes, that has been a long afternoon, but very rewarding. I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll take another video of it when it goes up in the air. So this is now the last little one that I need to cover. The wing tip there, that is a very small piece that I'll quickly do now. And that's it. Hope you guys like the video. And this is how the wings look after they've been covered. Just had the same kind of coloring, and I just sticked it on. It's not your normal solar film that gets ironed on. I got this somewhere at the graphic store. Both wings are fine. And if you look at the plane, the prop, and I covered these two that you can take off after a while as well. They came out nice and new. These I'm somewhere going to leave open, that's no problem. And the undercarriage is 100%. So yes, guys, this is a small fix that we did, and yes, just a small view of the man cave. It's a bit, how can I say, in disarray a bit, but yes, this is also the one that we busy going to put up a 50cc motor on there. It's called a Laser 200, and just a little bit of a view of how the man cave looks like. So yes, here's my son William. Hello. Busy with the Raw 580, two of them, one for myself, one for my son. This one flies, this one will be new, getting it up. And yeah, thanks for watching. That's it.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe. This is part 2 of the crash video, and then hopefully by next Sunday we'll have the other one ready, and we'll both go and do the second maiden, and hopefully not catching trees or trees catching us.